on when we're not out here in the cold. But anyway, I want to do the virtual tour. I want to invite y'all into our home here at 2337 West Monroe. It wasn't brick, it was frame. And we had inside what you call the space heater. Anybody know what a space heater is?
Yeah.
That's in the olden days. Some of y'all might still have space heaters. You know what I'm saying? It's a big clunky thing. It's supposed to heat the whole house, but it didn't. You know, it didn't heat the whole apartment. So we kept the stove on. Some of y'all know about that. The burners on for the heat. You know what I'm saying? It was really, really cold, and it was, you know, a typical Chicago winter. The Black Panther Party had a political education class that night, and I didn't attend. So, but I went to a sister friend's house, and then it got so late when I was picked up and brought back to the crib. That's a house, young people. When I was brought back to the crib, you know, and Chairman was there, and he was talking, and they were having a discussion. Now, there was 2 Central Committee members there, Chairman Fred and Minister Doc. Ronald Doc Satchel was the Deputy Minister of Health. We lived in the hood. This was a community. You didn't have all this rebuilding and renovating and black people removal. Y'all know the word I'm trying to say.
Gentrification.
Urban renewal. Land grab. All that wasn't going on in this block. As a matter of fact, a lot of people were scared to come over here to the Panther office. You know what I'm saying? So we was in the heart of the community. Our office, the Illinois chapter office, was 2350 West Madison. And Chairman Fred had told me to find us a place next to the office in the community. So I found this place here, and it was a empty lot there. A lot of the homeless people stayed in cars and slept in. It was one guy named Bones, called him Bones, you know what I'm saying? And in the cold, they would have the garbage cans with the wood sticks in there and warming up. But it was a lot of abandoned cars. But from here, we could walk through the lot and get right to the office. And Chairman wanted to be, you know, right there. So it was Chairman and Doc Satchel with only Central Committee members in the house. And the class that went on, PE had went on so long, we didn't get to go where we had planned to go. And the Chairman had been out on a ransom. Y'all call it appeal bond for allegedly stealing $71 worth of ice cream from a Good Humor truck. We don't fuck with Good Humor to this day.
Right on.
You know? And the Chairman used to say, they made me out of a thief, but they made me out of a Robin Hood kind of thief. They said I gave the ice cream away to the people. And I'm a big guy, but I can't eat no $71 worth of ice cream. So we went to our bedroom was in the rear of the apartment, you know, right before you get to the kitchen. And we kept this door on the floor, you know what I'm saying, stretched out widthwise. Is that how you, lengthwise. And the reason that, now the pigs say that was a barricade. That was up there to keep the rats from running to that part of the house. Like I said, we had a space heater and a gas stove that heated our apartment. We used to have to go down the street to Sister Barbara Sankey Mama house to take showers because the water was stopped up, wasn't running. And that's one thing. A lot of people get in things for different reasons. There were a number of us, not everybody in the party, that made sacrifices to serve the people. We weren't in here for fame or fortune. We was in here to make power to the people a reality. We wasn't in here to get our picture in the newspaper or to further our acting careers or, you know, so on and so forth. I ain't talking about nobody in specific, I'm just saying. So, Chairman had got out on this ransom, y'all call it appeal bond, for this ice cream truck robbery. And any of y'all been to jail or prison? You know when you get out, you're trying to catch, either you retreat and don't want to be around nobody, or you step it up. You running 24/7, trying to regain lost time. Chairman was a 24/7 guy.
Right on.
He was running all over. He was going everywhere. He even went to Canada to speak. Just, really fighting to tighten up the party, to tighten up so that people could really participate in the programs to get a people. Matter of fact, we were ordered by the chairman to stop people from saying they was in the party that wasn't in the party because they was misrepresenting the ideology of the party.
Right on.
He said, let the Rally Panthers come to the rally, but they can't lay down the ideology of the party. So my best friend, who never joined the party, I had to stop her from saying that. Else I didn't know, I might be checked. You hear what I'm saying? But she was not a member of the Black Panther Party. She couldn't run down the ideology. So we would do that, and chairman said, when the Rally Panthers come to rally, the pigs don't know how many people in the party. You know what I'm saying? So chairman was tightening up the programs, making sure the programs, the Breakfast for Children program, the medical center that was going to be built, those things we were focusing on, and organizing the people and intensifying our efforts to make that happen. So when we retired to our rear bedroom, we got on the phone, and I passed the phone to chairman. He fell asleep on the phone. I didn't think nothing about that. I didn't think nothing about it, because he had been really not sleeping, nonstop. You know what I'm saying? And so I hung up the phone, and the next thing I remember was someone coming into the rear bedroom shaking him. Chairman, wake up, the pigs are vamping. At the same time, I could see the sparks from the gunfire going across the entrance way to the rear bedroom where we slept. I could feel our mattress vibrating from all the shots that were going in. Plaster was flying off the wall from all the shots going into the wall. You could smell the cordite from so much firepower was put in there. Any of y'all been under gunfire, y'all know that 2 minutes is 2 hours. I said, I must be dead, and in Revolutionary Happy Hunting Grounds, looking at this, chairman used to talk about that in his speeches. Someday we'll be together. When the people that had been slain, murdered, assassinated by the pigs, was in Revolutionary Happy Hunting Grounds, still fighting. So it was something that he would, dramatize to get the people to understand that even in death, we're still fighting for freedom. To self-determination, control over our lives is real. Like I said, this shooting went on for what seems like hours. And the person that come into the room said, stop shooting, we got a pregnant sister in here. I was very pregnant, and our son was born 3 weeks later. Eventually, the shooting stopped. Before then, when the shooting first started, when I was woke up by the person that came in the room, the only movement Chairman Fred made, any of y'all seen the reenactment, they said that Chairman Fred was standing at the rear window of the apartment, calmly shooting a gun out the window. Chairman Fred never got out the bed. Matter of fact, the only movement he made was to look up real slow, and it struck me as odd because it was so slow. It was like a slow motion movie. And I had slid over on top of Chairman Fred, just automatic reflex. People ask me, what was I thinking? I don't know. I just did it. And he laid his head down slowly. That's the only movement he made. As I crossed over and out the bed with Chairman Fred, lying there, not making any movements, I was thinking to myself, don't stumble, don't fall. They will blow your brains out, and they will kill your baby. And I thought as I slid my feet into Chairman Fred's house shoes and walked between two lines of pigs, telling myself, remember facial details. Remember what their clothes look like. Remember anything that you can, because you're going to have to say what happened on this day. Of course, I didn't remember all those details I was concentrating on remembering. As I came out of the room with my hands up, I had to walk between two lines of pigs. And they started laughing. They pulled my robe open. They said, "Oh, what do you know? We got a broad here." They grabbed me by the hair and slung me into the kitchen. Somebody, there was a voice that was unfamiliar, said, "He's barely alive. He'll barely make it." Shooting started again, then it stopped. And another voice, unfamiliar to me, said, "He's good and dead now." You want some cocoa here?
No, I'm good.
He's good and dead now. I knew they were talking about Chairman Fred. What the pigs was arguing about, whose prisoners we gonna be, the Chicago pigs, the state's attorney pig, because you know the FBI, the state police, the Chicago pigs, all of them participated in this massacre on Monroe. They was arguing about whose prisoners we were, and finally they decided to take us out through the front of the apartment. And I knew that I couldn't look towards the bedroom. I didn't know how I would respond to what I would see. And as I walked out, handcuffed behind my back, pregnant, Defense Captain Mark Clark was laying on the floor in a pool of blood. He had been assassinated, shot in the heart, and the gun that he had went off through the ceiling as he fell out the chair. That was the only shot that possibly came from the party. When Gloves Davis and them murderous pigs came through there and just shooting, spraying the wall with automatic weapons. And you could see later in the apartment, the lawyers told us don't let the apartment open because they needed to preserve the content of the apartment for court. We said the people have to be able to come in here and see what happened, so they could see from the state's own trajectories of the bullets. They put sticks in the holes where the guns went in. They had these sticks out, right? Yeah. They could see, the people could see that 90% of the shots was aimed at the head of the bed where Chairman Fred slept. Well, they locked us all up, charged us with attempted murder, aggravated assault, and made these astronomical ransom, y'all say bond, that we had to pay these murderers for us to get out of jail on a bond, to go to court and fight these charges.
We here?
Yeah, talk about terroristic act in history.
Take your time, comrade. We here? Take your time.
Not all the time, but sometimes I'm there again.
Good. We here with you 47 years later.
Absolutely.
Yes,
I was pregnant with our son that was born 3 weeks later. And the people came up. This is like summer compared to what that day was. Right. People was lined up all down the street and around the block. Like I said, the party opened the apartment. We did tours so the people could see and tell for themselves. And the people say, this wasn't nothing but a lynching. They murdered them babies. They murdered them. Chairman Fred was only 21 years old. Defense Captain Mark Clark was 22. I was the first one that was bonded out, and our son was born 3 weeks later. And I'm gonna tell you, even though I can't sit here and tell you what freedom is, what self-determination is, because I've never experienced it, I know damn well we ain't supposed to be living like this. We continue this fight, and I am so honored in this period to participate and be on the advisory board of the POCC, BPPC, that's fighting and defending the legacy of the Black Panther Party. I don't give a fuck who it is. They not letting nobody hijack their story and make it into a nice little bedtime story
right.
Yes.
with some bullshit, it ain't happening. So
Not on my watch.
spread the fucking word.
It's real deal situations, blood, sweat, and tears, and years, and sacrifices that people made for this struggle. And I struggled with some individuals before. They would say, well, it doesn't make a difference where people get the information from, or you can change these words around, so on and so forth. And people can recognize this contradiction when it comes to into other arenas. And in fact, I think that the monument they were doing in D.C. in regards to Dr. King, and there was one word changed around, and it was a big uproar. Maya Angelou and the like said, no, they got to change that speech. He said, if you don't change this one word around, it's incorrect assessment of his position. You know what I'm saying? So when and people recognize these contradictions when it comes to the ruling class or those that aspire to be part of the ruling class. You know what I'm saying? In other words, the bourgeoisie or the petty bourgeoisie. When we talk about the revolutionary forces, what are we talking about? The late great Reverend Nat Turner. If you're just a slight deviation from what happened with Reverend Nat Turner can have him incorrectly assessed as some sort of crazy madman, or to be acknowledged or that what he was, a revolutionary. We talking about, you know what I'm saying, like even different religious institutions. You talk, someone said they are doing Ramadan, that they're fasting. If you may just say something, well, you just on the hunger, you're not eating. No, that's disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a certain dynamic to the Ramadan. You follow what I'm saying? And it's the free breakfast program. You know what I'm saying? It was a politic to it. You follow what I'm saying? It wasn't just giving away food. You know what I'm saying? Minister U.E.P. Newton even talked about the importance that we must even politicize the gun. What made the Black Panther Party? What made the people's gun different than the pig's gun? So now you have different dynamics. Talk about they couldn't outgun the state, so on, the system, so on and so forth. As Deputy Minister of Health, Doc Satchel talked about in the Black Panther Party in general said that yes, we are armed propaganda unit.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's important that we understand that everything is political. Words, terms, fashion, so on and so forth. And as what Minister U.E.P. Newton also said, that power is the ability to define phenomena and make it act in a desired manner. Power is the ability to define phenomena and make it act in a desired manner. In other words, Reverend Nat Turner seen that the church was phenomenal on the plantation. He defined that and made it work in the interest of the people. He said, praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. Harriet Tubman put her ear to the ground, seeing what they referred to as the Negro spirituals was a phenomenon. You know what I'm saying? And she used wade in the water or meet me down by the water when the sun go down. Now, what the state does, and those that work in the interest of the state, they incorrectly define phenomena and make it work in the disinterest of the people.
Come on now.
So what I'm saying? We seen in the city of Chicago, the street tribes, what many people incorrectly refer to as the gangs. It was a phenomenon. The race contradiction was and remains to be a phenomenon in the city of Chicago. A lot of people take the position, a subjective position, where I don't see race. You know what I'm saying? The deal is, Chairman Fred, armed with the philosophical tool of dialectical materialism. What that means in plain layman's terms is, we come to we make assessments and we come to conclusions based on logic and past history. Not on how I want it to be, or well, my mother friend, he's a police, and he's not bad. He's not a bad person. We on the history of the police department, where it was birthed from.
That's right.
Slave catchers. You know what I'm saying? It ain't wavered. It's the agenda of it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have disappointments. So when you're on with the politics, you'll say it cuts something out of disappointments. Like I said yesterday, a lot of cats go to the pet store and buy goldfish and throw a leash on it and say, I wonder why this goldfish ain't barking, why it's not doing what it's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? The Black Panther Party was armed with a politics. You know what I'm saying? And this impacted all of the programs, the way they dealt with the people, so on and so forth. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So when we talk about this legacy, it's important, even when we leave from out of here, it's important that we struggle to keep it intact. You know what I'm saying? And that we really appreciate the opportunity that we have forces to talk about this here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people go, they go invest resources to go find other people revisions of this. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about this here. We ain't gonna romanticize this. Because you talk, even in a relationship, if you say you're in a relationship with somebody and you say, well, I didn't know this person snored. I didn't know this, but you just know the good, quote unquote, good parts about it. You really don't know the dynamics of the relationship. In order for you to know about who Chairman Fred was, a lot of people want to do it in an abstract type of way. But you got to know who William O'Neill was.
Come on now, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to know who Cook County State's Attorney L.V. Hangahan was.
That's right.
You have to know the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There were contradictions in the Black Panther Party, but there was a structure.
Yeah.
A structure. They don't say to be able to call out those contradictions, acknowledge those contradictions. You know what I'm saying? And as we said before and say it again, a lot of people are black when it's beneficial, Panthers when it's profitable.
Come on now.
You see movies where people come on these different Eyes on the Prize show. Clemens, Reverend Clemens, talk about how he remember, you know, saying the children stand up in school talking about I am Fred Hampton, I am Fred Hampton. He don't talk about the part with the Precious Blood Church he was at. Holy Angels. When Clemens was at Holy Angels. Yeah. And he didn't want the Black Panther Party to have a free breakfast program now.
Right.
See, this real talk. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? And this is the reality. The we talk about the programs that we got going on, and we're trying to have going on. The Black Panther Party got a Triple C program on 54th and Ashland. You know what I'm saying? We was having the food for the children, the programs. As soon the lady said, "Oh, Mr. Hampton, whatever we can do to support." As soon as we had the 50th anniversary for the Black Panther Party, the keys, the locks were changed on the door of us. Yeah. So I'm saying, see, it sounds easy. We look at the pictures, we look at city photographs, we hear these stories, but it's embarrassing to talk about, but we must acknowledge it.
That's right.
This chapter, this city, this branch, they fed a minimum of 3,500 children a week in the Black Panther Party free breakfast program. Right. Comma, not a period. At the same time, Mother Comrade Chairman Fred, at the time they had to go down the street to Sister Barbara Secchi, who was on the finance committee, to her mother's house to get the hot shower. Yeah. See, we want to romanticize struggle. Yeah. We want to romanticize, you know what I'm saying? But these are some of the day-to-day contradictions they were dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And we see forces. Like I told this brother one time, who's a former member of our organization, the Black Panther Party Cubs. And he come from a lot of resources and everything, you know what I'm saying? And I would, you know, and I would say, man, just his father's locked up, his father's political prisoner. And I would tell him, I said, man, I don't understand, because you know, different situations, he wouldn't talk about different cases. He had access, he had resources. I said, I don't see how you can't help me get a plane ticket. I'm finna put my outfit, we finna talk about your father's case. You ain't gonna do nothing, but at least support those, you know, support those who doing the work. You know what I'm saying? And the deal is, there's a difference between a war and a revolution.
Come on now.
A war is where you get two occupying armies. They suit up and they boot up and they get out to get out. A revolution when you gain the mass and participation of the masses of the people. There is no neutral position in this here.
That's right, no neutral position.
And we must combat liberalism. We talked on the radio show the other day, people talking about the whole damn thing about your families and stuff. A lot of people have this petty bourgeoisie luxury. They think that all of our families gonna be on the same thing, all of our friends. And you have to come to grips. Right. Same skin color, same last name. Right. Everybody will not be on the same line.
That's right.
And it's never been that way.
Never.
Contrary to what we've been told in colonial schools, contrary to what we've been told through the media, through and other apparatuses of the state, everyone was not saying what Patrick Henry was saying during the American Revolution, give me liberty, give me death. Right. As Thomas Jefferson said, with the American Revolution, 1/3 was for it, 1/3 was against it, and 1/3 went whichever way the wind blew.
That's right.
That's the reality.
That's right.
That's the reality. I speak fast, but listen, when I talk about the Black Panther Party, I acknowledge there were individuals that were in the Black Panther Party, then there were those that were Black Panthers.
Yes, right on. Right on.
Now, for strategic reasons, we don't go into all those contradictions, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a security risk, because the state, if the state can figure out how minimum of forces is really about it, you know what I'm saying? It's a security risk.
Come on now.
But they had psychological profiles, this system. They own individuals.
They
know who's the problem. It wasn't no just about happy, you know what I'm saying? Even, I mean, whether we talking about then Deputy Minister of Defense, Bobby Rush and Chairman Fred, they knew who to kill.
Come on now. Come on now.
This government knew to lock up.
Come on now. Come on now.
They had an FBI wiretap on Fred before he was Chairman Fred on my grandmother, on his mother's telephone when he was 14 years old. In fact, Washington D.C. thought it was a typo. They said, "Hi, 14 years old." Took the junior NAACP from 7 to 300 members in 7.5 month time period. They knew. It's like a skilled dog trainer. Can walk in once, walk in and say, "No, that's a problem. That's not a problem." You look at them dog shows on Houston, the dog show, they going to get some dog. Some of the ladies, some of the people with the animals, they say, "Oh, I'm going to take that dog home to my daughter. She'll like that dog." No, down him. Down that one. Kill him. They know. This system knows who's a problem, who's not a problem. We have to have a structure, set an atmosphere, a climate, where they can't isolate and pick up individuals. You follow what I'm saying? We had that, the Black Power movement of the 60s. It was a climate where you had people having scorched earth on the walls. In other words, spray paint, a solder, you want them to come here.
Yeah.
It was a climate, as what William Thoreau talked about in Civil Disobedience, where the conscious level was heightened to the point where people understood that in an unjust society, the only place for a just man, I'm gonna paraphrase it, for a just man or a just woman was prison.
Come on, man.
See what I'm saying? People was clear on the prison question. It was clear when the war on drugs and the war on gas. It was a war on the people.
Yeah.
People was clear that, as Minister UP News said, if you don't fight back, you're committing reactionary suicide.
Right. Yeah. Right.
We have to make it cool to talk about these type, comfortable to talk about these type of discussions, and in every arena. A lot of people want to keep these conscious cliques.
Yeah.
This got to be hitting the poetry spots,
Come on, man.
the barber shops, the pool halls. You know what I'm saying? We say everything is political, including sports. They say, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to talk about now. Kaepernick posed had a Chairman Fred shirt on today at the game today, and you real talk. Now, don't get it twisted. A lot of people messing us. Oh man, he a revolutionary. No, see, Chairman Fred trying to win people to have to commit a revolutionary act. When Kanye West said what he said about George Bush, not liking black people, that wasn't on his own volition. That was us at Borders Bookstore 8 hours before it happened, locking the doors, having a quote-unquote discussion with him.
Come on now. That's right.
A lot of people got it twisted. Like, oh man, he's a revolutionary. No! A lot of people want to deal these absolutes.
That's right. That's right.
People get involved in struggle one of three ways.
Yes.
Inspiration, aspiration, or desperation. There are some that are inspired to do this.
That's right.
There are some who come with these different petty bourgeoisie aspirations.
Come on now.
There's those that the police literally kick their ass into the struggle. It is what it is. And we would accept all forms from walks of life.
That's right.
Different points of unity.
That's right.
But you got to be able to distinguish the vanguard. And it's not an egotistical thing.
That's right.
You got to recognize those who are out there talking about this stuff when it's not fashionable.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? When it's not quote-unquote politically correct. You understand? Again, to take this in, again, everything is political, and what points of unity we give people place to land. In other words, well, I can't do this, but I can do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of discussion, that's the type of activities, the type of climate we have to have. We have to, you know what I'm saying, the code of culture, where we tell the artists, the stakes are too high. Too many of us in sing for cats to be talking about some bling.
That's right. That's right.
We had a code of conduct. We hit the streets with the street cats. Certain things ain't allowed, certain things ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? We had the Harriet Tubman Code, those who come out of those concentration camps, not the prisons, the concentration camps. To reach back for those who are still held captive. We had to have points of view from all the different people from different walks of life, because we all come from different experiences, or better yet, lack of experiences. A lot of people trying to explain. We talked about this yesterday. People say we got to educate people on all certain things. No, at the minimum, you have to respect the business. I said yesterday, when you come in certain rooms and you walk in there and everybody got their shoes off, and you see them praying a certain way, you may not leave up out of there knowing what the 5 pillars of Islam is. You might not know what Sakat means. But you will come in, you don't ask them all the time, why you take your shoes off, you respect the business. When it comes to this here, December the 4th, it got to be something to this here, y'all. Because the state is what Malcolm said, they will attempt to, if they can't stop it, attempt to co-opt it, water it down, change it, make it something to be. Why is the University of Chicago investing funds, continue to hijack this legacy? Why they coming at it? Look at the history of it. People say, oh, they done changed, it's some bad individuals. No. You talking about the University of Chicago, where the nucleus for atom bombs was created. You talking about the University of Chicago, where, you know what I'm saying, Pinochet in Chile, his staff was trained at. You talking about the University of Chicago, where Saddam was, when the U.S. took out Saddam Hussein, the whole people that they placed in Iraq trained, majority trained in the University of Chicago. The administration around Barack Obama, University of Chicago. These are too many consistent contradictions. And one of my guys' mother say, if one person called you a horse, you might can dismiss it. If 7 people call you a horse, you might want to invest in the saddle.
Come on, man.
The University of Chicago. The infamous Woodlawn experiment.
Come on now.
For those who don't know about that.
Come on now.
That's in Chicago, where the University of Chicago, Sears and Roebuck, First National Bank, Rockefeller Foundation, the Ford Foundation have funneled over $100 million cold cash money to the then Blackstone Rangers. Before it got to them, it went through the fiscal agents of Reverend Leon Finney and Reverend Brazier.
All right now. Tell it.
Fiscal agents means pass-throughs. Now, you may say, well, that's good. The government giving these people money to help the community. You the same. You believe that the colonialists gave the native people blankets to keep them warm.
Woo!
Now, add on to that. When the funds came through, the Chicago Police Department was dressed up like the then known devil disciples. when they wore the black hats with the white tied around them. And the police would do drive-bys on Stone headquarters, creating a crime epidemic where the property value went down. And that's how University of Chicago got that property over there.
Come on now.
But you had a lot of people saying, we had to stop this black-on-black violence. Same type of people that's on in Rwanda, the Hutus and Tutsis just killing each other, negating the role that the Belgium and the French played.
Come on now. Come on now.
When we start talking, say, oh, here come Chairman Fred, he always want to blame the white man and the government. You goddamn right. Because the pig's hoof prints is on everything from back historically to the killings that's happening right here in Chirac right now today. Directly and indirectly. And we had to call the question not only on Uncle Sam, not only on Uncle Sam, but Sambo. Not only on the gringos, but the Negroes. Not only on the criminals, but those who are complicit with this here. And see, in Nazi Germany, all them were against Adolf Hitler. That were those who funded and benefited of that. In this city, the crime that's happening, it's people, it's funeral homes, it's businesses that benefit of the constant killing that's happening down in the city. We add on to the old saying that said God created Africans and America made niggas. The mayors and the machine manufactured Chirac. It's done by design. You tell me what's wrong with these children? You should be surprised they ain't turned to cannibalism.
Come on now. What?
It's done by design.
Yes, indeed.
And a lot of people don't talk about that. You don't have these reactionary responses. Stop the violence. You closed down 50 public schools at one time in Mars. You have Martians killing each other.
Come on now. Come on now.
You destroyed the organizations. Chicago was known for organization. Chicago was the last major city crack cocaine was able to be brought in. They had to kill Fluky Stokes and lock up Chief Malik.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. You don't hear about the cartel's presence in this city.
No.
Why do you think the movie El Chapo could not even be played in Chicago? The same government that denied that the mafioso existed. They asked J. Edgar Hoover about the mafia, he said ain't no mafia here. This would allow Sam Giancana likes to move around unacknowledged. The role of the cartel, the connection to the government, that's happening right in this city. You know what I'm saying? And this, in the states, see, they can't stop resistance. They would get them. They would co-opt. They would start creating bogus-ass organizations.
That's right.
And a lot of times people say, "Well, I go." It's a more safer type of resistance. The Black Panther Party Cubs, for lack of better terms, we are the last call for alcohol.
That's right. That's right.
We are the last call for alcohol. What that means is those y'all know y'all be at the lounge at the bar sometime, and they say last call for alcohol. We finna close down. You start looking at the guy, the girl, maybe they look all right now. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be over with. Maybe she look kind of good. He look all right now. Last call of alcohol. You know what, man? Maybe I'll go hang out with them. We are the ones.
Yes, indeed.
As you get through coming to your pastor, you get through talking with the Sharptons and the Jesse Jackson and the like. We are the ones.
Yes. Yes.
That is unpopular.
Yes.
And it's not safe to deal with.
Come on now. That's it.
When they keep on hitting that ass. When Donald Trump likes to pull the covers off and tell you, no, this was happening. I ain't finna beat around the bush with you.
Right.
You start saying, wait a minute, who is them cats right there being out here organized on the streets and taking a bus protesting the police?
Say it.
That's the Black Panther Party Cubs. You walk up to that lounge, that bar stool, you say, how long have you been here? We've been serving you all night, sir, all night. We've been out here when it's unpopular.
Right.
When you was going to talk to everybody else.
Yes.
We've been doing something for free, no charge. That's been us out there. We've been serving you all the time.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
The heat on that ass now.
Come on now.
And the heat is on. We get letters from people all right now. I hear what you say about the concentration camps. And see, a lot of people learn when they see, we said, for lack of a better term, Nixon helped politicize a lot of people back then. Nixon, Richard Milhouse Nixon. See, under the tenure of John F. Kennedy, there was a class piece to the point that a lot of our grandparents still was flaming flags with John F. Kennedy on it. The same John F. Kennedy that brought army tanks through south side of Chicago going through Detroit, Michigan. The same John F. Kennedy. Responsible for the Peace Corps, the same John F. Kennedy, you know what I'm saying, who, on his tenure, the Bay of Pigs and other assassination attempts on Commandante Fidel Castro.
That's right. That's right.
But it was a class piece.
That's right.
When Nixon come in, he pulled the covers up. This was happening. And a lot of times you listen, the ruling class will tell you what they own.
Yes,
but it'll be these different spokespersons, these intellectual monkeys, who will come and use a bunch of big words in terms of, no, that's not really what's happening. When George Bush Sr. got on Ted Koppel and said, we coming at affirmative action, we shutting it down. Benjamin Hooks of NAACP said, no, what the president is saying is he's going to reconsider. George Bush said, Ted Koppel, you heard what I said.
Man.
You heard what I said, it's over with.
Man.
Benjamin Hooks was come on to you recently. You seen President Obama when they got there, he say, with Donald Trump, he's going to come in. We hope that everything might work out. Even Joe Biden say shit. Joe Biden say shit. Trump done told you, hey, this is going down.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna stay too long. It's cold out here, y'all. So again, Chairman Fred say something, we can hire the people, y'all. Too proletarian, revolutionary, intoxicated to be astronomically intimidated.
That's right.
Let me run that down one more time. I kind of say it that kind of fast. Chairman Fred say we hire the people, y'all. We are too proletarian, revolutionary, intoxicated to be astronomically intimidated. In other words, too high of people to be shook up. We fortunate to have these comrades here. These forces here that were there. I want to also open up. We see members of Sister Stan, Henry, Brother Billy, and other forces. I want to open up too for solidarity statements, the Black Panther Party, then for the community in general, y'all. And that's not no egotistical thing. You just want to acknowledge the Black Panther, the members that was the Black Panther Party. That, and again, as we said, we're gonna keep on saying. It was what Minister Huey P. Newton said, that without the people, revolution is impossible.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We can't thank y'all enough for the countless contributions, your presence, your energy. You know what I'm saying? For coming out here, for putting the word out on the Facebook, you know what I'm saying, the social media, the word of mouth. We appreciate y'all. Chairman Fred would always say, we love the people because it's lovely to love the people. And we know we're going against all odds. We know these are dire times, y'all. However, it's what the Sandinistas would say in Latin America, that the will of the people is greater than the man's technology. We know we outgunned, we out-resourced, we out-badged, but again, the will of the people is greater than the man's technology, y'all. Power to the people, IRD, long live Chairman Fred, long live Defense Captain Mark Clark. You can kill the revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution, right on, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even want to get, time to time, I'm going to acknowledge some forces that's out here, but I hate to do that because I'm always forgetting somebody, but we, again, this date is so important to us. August 30th also, it's important that we be out here, so continue to put that word out. Our comrades going around that donation. For those who just got here, don't be scared of that donation bucket, y'all. Whatever support you can do is truly appreciated. So I want to open up for those that was in the Panther Party.
The assassination of Chairman Fred was the case that locked the federal government. I was on a panel with Melvin Dickerson, Panther member from Oakland, and they were talking about the trial of Huey and the whole case with Huey. And the minister's case, it brought out racism, it brought out the fact that the pigs were after Huey, but it did not lock the government. The case of Chairman Fred and the assassination, when those COINTELPRO documents came out, we flew those documents to Oakland. That locked the government. That was the case that locked the government. Even with Comrade Bunchy Carter and John Huggins that were assassinated at UCLA by the Karangatangs, we know the pigs were involved in it, but we were never able to prove the government. And the situation that went down, that state-sanctioned hit that went down here on December 4, 1969, locked the government because it was crystal clear that the government came in with the floor plan that was supplied by an FBI informant, William O'Neill, okay, to assassinate Fred Hampton, Chairman Fred Hampton, okay? And that was clearly the target, Chairman Fred Hampton. So, you know, this is why that legacy, why they want to taint that legacy. And you got all these sideshow phonies that are coming along trying to tamper with that legacy, but we must support these comrades, Comrade Akur and Chairman Fred Jr., because they are the legacy and hold that legacy up. So I say to everybody, make sure that you get, when you, even in terms of the Black Panther Party, make sure that you get, you got Comrade Harold here, Brother Henry, myself. I was the last Illinois Panther to leave from Oakland, California. That was in '77. I know more about the party than any chump could ever try to fathom. I was there from the beginning to the end. So people, when I hear people talk about the party, a lot of those people talk about the party and they had long gone. They wasn't there. So the truth is the truth. You can't tamper with that. But support the legacy. Stay in tune. Support the Triple C's. Support Chairman Jr. All power to the people.
All power to the people.
You got so many people now have come out to Woodworth who say they were Panthers questioning. I've heard people say some of the strangest things in the last couple of years. Like you said, when it's profitable, everybody's a Panthers now. There's not enough of us are still around that can validate a lot of these people, because nobody knows where they came from. Nobody can certify them, anything like that. But you got to understand about the Black Panther Party. Don't be afraid of it. It's just a continuation of the struggle from when they first took the first African slave from Africa. When they would jump off the boats or commit suicide, all the way up through Nat Turner, up to now, it's the same thing. The only difference is that we're trying to get the how can I put it, self-determination for black people, but the party also reached out for self-determination for humanity in general. And this government does not want that, because as long as somebody's always fighting against each other, that's how capitalism flourishes. Because somebody has to be exploited, and that's the bottom line with that. But try to take the time and research the Black Panther Party, because they do not want anybody to know about this legacy. You should think it's strange that only the last couple of years, all of a sudden, people are asking questions, because it's been buried. They don't want, even the other organizations who have done things, NAACP and places like SCLC, they've done things. Nobody wants to talk about the Black Panther Party. Nobody. But I'm hoping that you guys will take your time, just do a little research, and you will be very impressed to know that black people are to continue to struggle. Huey said that at some point the Black Panther Party would negate itself, that it would be gone. It would not exist no more, because something's going to move to a higher form. And that's what's going on now. Something is moving to a higher form and pulling more people into the struggle. Because revolution is a struggle. It's a continuous process. It's not a violent conclusion with guns. It's like romanticized in movies. It's continuous. We had a lot of hits. We also had a lot of victories. Victories being the WIC program. Victories being the breakfast program and the lunch program that everybody takes for granted out here now. And nobody never questioned as to why or where it came from. Those were people's victories. And we can continue to have more victories, but we got to keep struggling. I mean, everybody's not going to walk up and down in all type of weathers, pound the pavement, blah, 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 but just do a little something. It helps the tide. Every drop of water helps the river grow. That's what you need to do. So, power to the people.
Power to the people.
Power to the people. Long live Chairman Fred!
Long live Chairman Fred!
I tell you, brothers and sisters, I cannot say enough about the tenacity of Chairman Fred and Sister Accord. They've been standing here in this spot for so many years, and I can't tell you that I've been here quite a long time myself. And I tell you, every year, they're the only two who are consistently, pretty much the only two that have been consistently here every year. There have been a few others, but I just have to salute you. I also have to salute Chairman Fred and the Panther Cubs for inviting me to be a part of the trip to support the people of Flint, Michigan, about which we made a film, and that film will be available tonight at the venue we're going to. I also want to take my hat off to Chairman Fred and thank him for inviting me to be a part of the trip to Standing Rock, North Dakota. Because, brother, man, I'm telling you, it's really something out there. Standing Rock is like a village of the future with people. You know, do you need a tent? Do you need a sleeping bag? Do you need a coat? Just people come sit at our campfire and eat. And I just can't tell you enough about the beauty of seeing Chairman Fred forging unity with Red Unity. You know, of course, we need unity with all the oppressed people around the world, but I want to take my hat off to these fighting comrades who've been down with the struggle for a long time. They've been through hell. I've been the testament to that. And they still stand and they still fight. So we have to surround them, protect them, and stand with them in this fight, you know. So, you know, that's mainly what I want to say. I mean, it's just, I can't say enough about, like Chairman said, these streets are his office, you know. I've been down with him a lot of times on some of these struggles, you know. I just want to commend him for just staying down with it, you know. And I want to just say, long live Chairman Fred.
Long live Chairman Fred.
Long live Chairman Fred.
Long live Chairman Fred. Long
live the Panther Cubs.
Long live the Panther Cubs.
Long live the December 4th Committee.
Long live the December 4th Committee.
All power to the people.
All power to the people. Long live Defense Captain Mark Clark.
Long live Defense Captain Mark Clark.
Right on, right on. Free them all. Right on. It's open the floor.